vlog friends, it's Lisa, and I have a very special guest with me today. My good friend, Laura Story. You probably know her. If you listen to Christian music on the radio, you've probably heard her song Blessings. It's been like on the top of every chart, like everywhere.
I don't know about that. We've been very thankful at how well it's
You've been blessed with blessings.
We have been.
That's awesome. So I asked Laura to join me today because she has a pretty remarkable story. Today we had lunch and I asked her if she started out as a person who just knew they would always be a vocalist. And her answer kind of surprised me.
Well, I started off really as a person that never in a million years thought that I would be a singer. Really didn't like singing in front of people. When I was a kid, I was probably, 10, 12 years old and auditioned for a few musicals, and not only did I not get the singing part, I remember one at my church that there were probably 30 solos in a children's choir of about 50 people.
Because that's the way they do it at church, right?
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. So I auditioned, and the part that they gave me was not a singing part or a speaking part.
Let's do it together, right?
Mary and Joseph would walk up to the end, and I would go, and that was my one part. And I went to rehearsals for this. My parents drove all the way over to see it for me to go. And now there are some days that I really wish that all I had to do was get up and do this. So I'd rather be anonymous. I wanted the spotlight, and after I've had it, I'm like, I don't know if this singing thing is for me.
Oh, it is, for sure.
Well,
and over the past 6 weeks, I've had the privilege of Laura being with me at 3 out of my past 6 events.
Yes.
So we're kind of like the Lisa and Laura show, or Laura and Lisa show, really.
Or it's kind of like I'm stalking her. She thinks it's coincidence. I've been planning this for quite a while now.
She's just that strategic.
I am strategic.
But another thing that I love about you is your story with Mark, your husband. And you guys have been married how long?
We've been married 7.5 years.
And tell us briefly what happened just early on in your marriage. I think it was during the first year, right?
Yeah. First year in marriage, just Mark started having some health problems and was diagnosed with a brain tumor. And we, I guess, ever since then, the past 5.5 years have been very different than we thought that they would be. And even, it's interesting because right around the same time all that was happening, I was starting to write more songs and be more involved in music. And it was interesting to see how God began to call me to more of a public platform when my life was just totally in disorder, and I feel like that's how He really taught me this lesson, that it is not about me. It's not about me being ready to answer His call. It's not about me having the abilities as much as it is Him, His strength truly shining through my weakness. And when I say weakness, I mean we were a mess, we are a mess, and God still keeps doing great stuff through it.
That's awesome. So, I don't know if you've ever checked out Laura's story and her amazing song, Blessings. If you've missed it, you've been living under a rock somewhere for sure. It is amazing. And I hope hearing a little bit of her story with Martin and his struggle with a brain tumor and then surgery and then recovery. And Martin is doing very, very well, but he's not the same guy that you married. And that's tough. He's the same guy, but different, and it is at times a struggle because it's been 5 years since the surgery, and he still is trying to find his place, and that's hard in a marriage.
Yeah, and what we've found is that the more that I've shared my story, mostly through songs, and even the song Blessings was just a real honest prayer of, God, I don't understand why you would allow such a hard situation for your children that you say that you love. And the more we've shared our stories, the more we find that everyone has something in life that they didn't expect. And there's so many people that are walking a hard road, asking that same thing. You know, is God still faithful even in this? And what we've found is it's not just that He is still faithful; it's His faithfulness all the more clear and all the brighter through the trials that we've walked through. And we've gotten to know the Lord in a new and fresh way. Sometimes it takes, really, there's an old hymn that I love that says, when all around my soul gives way, all my hope and stay. And that's been our life. It's been kind of everything given way and us finding ourselves there, just holding on to the Lord and Him being the only thing stable.
Well, you inspire me. You do.
You're so nice.
Thanks so much, Laura. I appreciate you taking time to say hi to my blog friends. Get the song Blessings, and you'll be amazed at how it will speak specifically to whatever you're facing today. Thanks, Laura.
Thanks, guys.